Yo, what's up? It's your boy Cino here. Let's get to it. Now, if y'all saw this video I made earlier on my YouTube channel, here's some things you didn't know that was left out of that video. This is why y'all have the Patreon. What's up, VIPs? This is something just for y'all. It's not going on YouTube. This is just for y'all. Now, Jay and Nas situation got real heated because Nas was super fucking pissed. Y'all don't understand why Nas was pissed. It's because he knew and didn't act on it. He just didn't give it the benefit of the doubt. He didn't believe Jungle. See, like I told y'all, he knew back in 1999 when Jay was dissing Nas on his That Yo Chick. Nas didn't even catch wind of it. They laughing and making songs about him. And Carmen, she's like, damn, he's really clowning me. You know, on the song Is That Your Chick. And it was bad. Like, Nas was really on some, I'ma do this nigga. Like, he was ready to throw it all away. He was dead serious about the disrespect. Nas carried a 40 cal on his hip like he did in Belly. Nas went to Baseline Studios by himself to see Jay. I think I told you this 8 years ago. He ran into Dame. And Dame talked to him. And this way before Ether came out. And Dame was like, man, you finna throw your career away for this shit? Man, like, man, what the fuck is you doing? You Nas. Like, man, fuck that, man. I mean, like, man, it's some bullshit. Like, where that nigga at? Because, see, the thing was, Jay was getting too comfortable knowing that he was fucking around with her behind his back. And they were at a party. And she brought it up. Like, Jay just was, like, finna walk up to her and just start talking to her. And Nas was right there. And she was like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. And Jungle kind of caught it. And he didn't know Nas was already had showed up to the place. And he, like, beelined it somewhere else. And he was cool with her because Nas thought Jay was hollering at her homegirl because that's what Carm said, like, he like my girl Vanette. Like, that's how she played it off. Like, he like Vanette. That's why he be coming over here trying to get me to, you know, hook it up with Vanette and all that. He like her. So that's why Nas didn't trip. Nas was like, oh, okay, word. So Jungle was like, man, you see how he all, you know, he came up on Carm? He was like, oh, don't sweat that. No, man, he like that Vanette, you know. Yeah, you know, like, he ain't gonna do that. You know, like, dude, too smooth for that. Like, he never saw that coming from Jay. So when she decided to tell him about the relationship, it's only when Jay dissed her. When he talked about the motel, hotel balcony, that's when he, you know, he was disrespectful to her. He dissed her. Like, I don't, you know, like, no, we ain't finna be together. Fuck you. You know, like, you just like any other bitch. I'll replace you. Like, he was mad disrespectful. Like, I know you ain't finna tell Nas. So, you know, like, what the fuck you gonna do? You know, Jay was like, you come when I call, and that's it. This ain't gonna be nothing more. So she felt stupid. Because she thought, like, she was going to be something special to Jay. And Jay was like, looked at her like, you're my trophy. See, that's what people don't know. That's where the shit was so powerful at. That was Jay trophy. Dre was using her as his trophy piece over Nas. Like, you're my accomplishment. Like you one of my Grammys. Like this is my accomplishment. I did this to Nas. And he don't even know. Like, this is great. Like, this was, his snakest moment. Because see, Nas before Volume 2 was way bigger than Jay. He had sold more records than Jay at that time. Jay had just started to come into stardom. So now he's like, all right, now I'm in this position. He finna be in the rear view. I'm finna suck everything from him. And I'm finna be the one. So now, Calm decides to come back because she mad at Jay for dissing her and disrespectful and all that. So now she tells Nas about what went down and who she was really with and everything else. And she told him over the phone because if Nas was there, Nas would have probably kicked her ass. And she known it. Like, he would have went off. So she told him over the phone and he was just silent. And it was like, word. Alright. And he was mad as hell. He was real fucking mad. So it blew up into something else. And people just didn't know. And that's when he went over there to Baseline Studios. Jay just wasn't there. But he was ready to throw it all away. And he ran into Dame at the Baseline. And Dame talked to him like, man, what the fuck is you doing? You Nas. Like, what the fuck is you doing, man? And he told Clue, DJ Clue, yo, man, I might have to murk your boy. And Clue thought he was talking about, like, on a rap tip. He was talking on some real shit. Like, I might have to murk that nigga. For doing the disrespect. But that's what he meant. But, he thinking like on the rap tip. Nas was talking about on some real shit. So that's the shit I didn't put on the YouTube. Because I'm like, the shit was getting to the point where it could have got real. That's what Jay is talking about on Come and Get Me. When he put out the Come and Get Me on there. It was like, I separate fathers from daughters. Why bother? I'm a crook like you. I took like you. I did the shit throughout the book like you. Don't ever come at Jigga like I'm shook like who. I keep a fifth with me. Nigga, come and get me. So, because Nas dropped that Come and Get Me shit, and that's why the whole second disc on the Illmatic double, which was supposed to be the double CD, when Nostradamus came out, that's why it was so like vicious towards Jay. He has Nas had a 40 cal. He had a 9mm. It had a pearl handle on it. And that was a gift by somebody. We ain't gonna say who, but that was a gift from somebody. Gave him a pearl handle fucking 9mm. So when you listen to Nas Come and Get Me, he's actually talking about that fucking gun, because that's the gun he had when he came down there. That pearl handle 9mm that he had when he saw, he had the 40 cal and he had a 9mm pearl handle on him when he went and saw Dame. And when he was coming to see Jay, he was armed to the teeth. By himself. Nobody with him. You niggas know what my 9 Pearl handle's about. Fuck you say, girly mouth? Get it crunk like the dirty South. And I know you see me flossed out Millie I. Hear your girl talk about me, you give her the cold eye. Girls dig you, imagine what she feels for me. You make hot songs, but she know you steal from me. Who's ill as me? I wild on haters in album 3. Next level, I'ma take your niggas to 3D. Can't find a nigga shook from Queens. I'll be with the most grimy killers. And they all look clean to put bombs underneath cars. If you want beef, then start. Your next trip is to the graveyard. The shit was serious. He was mad as fuck back then before Ether even dropped. About time Ether dropped and all that shit would take over and all that, the shit had really calmed down. See, the shit was more lit back then when niggas didn't even know they was beefing. And I tell you, it's some funny shit. You see people in the comment section, they have seen my video and trying to tell me shit from my video. That ain't what happened, see, no, this shit happened right here. I'll be like, yeah, where'd you get that? Some shit also on YouTube. Guess who made it, motherfucker? Me. I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You got me trying to argue with me. It's crazy. Then what's really was funny is that another motherfucker did the video, and this motherfucker had the shit all fucked up, and he watched my video and gave me credit in the chat. And I mean, in the comment section, like, yeah, I saw your video. I was like, yeah, you made a better production version of it, of my shit, but goddamn, you ain't even got the shit all the way right. So, man, it's hilarious. But yeah, everybody was in that time. Everybody knew what was up. Like the shit was up. See, it wasn't no internet like that. You know what I'm saying? They had all the chat rooms. Like you can go in there and chat on like dial up and shit. Nas had one of the hottest chat rooms ever. He had Stillmatic.com. Stillmatic.com was like, man, you talk about for hours and hours, the whole year 2000, 2002, around that time, man, Stillmatic.com was cracking. A lot of y'all didn't even know about that shit. Them chat rooms was going. And we was just in there. And I was educating people back then. And then I met a couple cats, gotten some beefs. Like them chat rooms, them threads was something else. Because it was crazy. People was in there just spewing crazy shit 24/7. It would not stop. Oh, Jay was a bullshit artist too. You see, Jay's not fooling himself. He knows he's full of shit. He'll just never let you know it. You know what I'm saying? He'll sit back and let everybody play themselves. He's smart. He's not a dummy. But he's petty as shit. Nas' only situation with Nas is that he was so fucking hurt because he wasn't hurt that Jay was sleeping with her. He's pissed because he didn't see it. And he saw it and he ignored it because he took her word for granted. He took it at face value. Plus, Jungle told him. Jungle was the one who saw the shit and was like, yo, something going on over here. And Calm gave him a reasonable fucking answer. So when Jay made Super Ugly, it was supposed to be revealing to the world, but only for certain casuals. But it made Jay look weak. Cause he was more disrespectful to Carmen in the song than anything. So it flipped to Jay just hates women. He's disrespectful, he's hurtful, he's negative towards women. He hates women. He's a misogynist. And they turned that, Nas used strategy to turn that shit on Jay. I mean, he flipped that shit like spatulas. And everybody started to say, yeah, all you do is talk about money. All you do is this. You just a misogynist. You ain't shit. It was immediate. He flipped that shit like a spatula. And Carmen's on the radio talking about Jay Z is doing this on purpose and he's instigating all this. Oh yeah, shit would have hit the fan. This dude had to go on radio and apologize to Carmen. I want to apologize to Nas's baby mother Carmen and any other woman I've offended. It was over. There was no other song that needed to be made. He lost when he went on the radio and apologized. That was it. When you get to that position, you're done. Jay Z wasn't really fucking with Dame no more once Volume 2 hit. He was done. He didn't want nothing to do with Dame. Dame was supposed to be the manager. Right? Volume 2 dropped. And Dame's out here, like, yeah, I'm doing this and this and this. And he's taking, like, basically the credit for everything. And he had nothing to do with the shit. He really had zero to do with Volume 2. Except for the Hard Knock Life song. He went and got the sample for that. So that was his only contribution. They was playing that during one of the tours on the Puffy tour. The DJ kept spinning that. And they saw how everybody was vibing to that. Because Jay had Volume 1 out at the time. And he was on the Puffy tour. And he saw that shit. And that became an instant, okay, this is a hit. So that was Dame's contribution. Jay was moving different since that album blew. Because the publicist was trying to get in things like, oh, should we call Dame Dad? He was like, nah, you can call me. You ain't got to call Dame. And it was like, that's when people knew it was a problem between Dame and Jay. And this is during the Volume 2 run, before Volume 3 even hit. He was moving different. Dame was supposed to be the guy you go through. And they was like, oh, you want me to give our information, our contact information to Dame Dash, and then he can come? No, you can give it to me. Jay was like fuck Dame, give him, no, work through me, don't fuck him. And they were shocked because they was like, well, I thought he was your manager, Jay was like, nah. So this is during Volume 2. A lot of people don't know. It's a lot of shit people didn't know. Jay just played his position, but he was trying to get the fuck off Rockefeller before Big. I mean, he was finna get off Rockefeller when Big was there. It was like, oh, Biggie and Jay, they was finna go Rockefeller and get their own label. The fuck they wasn't. Man, people don't know what the fuck they be talking about, man. Big was not leaving Bad Boy Records. That was just some dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. He was not leaving Bad Boy. I don't know what Un be talking about, man. Un said some things that's true. I mean, a lot of it we'll address at another time. We ain't gonna bring that into here. I just had to give y'all some of the backstory on what was going on. If you listen to Super Ugly, most of the insults on Nas, he got from Cormega off of one of Cormega, a couple of his Nas diss songs, talking about him in the pink suits and all that stuff. And, you know, that's Cormega that already said that shit. You know, it's like, damn, dog. Come on. And I mean, he's saying this shit when everybody's wearing pink. You know, it's like niggas in pink suits trying to get cute. It's like, dude, Cam got everybody wearing pink. Motherfuckers like, what's wrong with a pink suit? Like, come on. I mean, when they did Street Dreams, man, that's a whole other shit. That's some whole other shit. Because when Street Dreams came out, Jay was pissed because he wanted to do that shit. He wanted to do that scene, like in Street Dreams. So when he did his album, they did to play the Monopoly with real money in the video and all that shit. Like they were the mob. And they was supposed to do that shit. And Nas and them beat them to it and actually had Frank in there from Casino. And Jay was, shit, that's what I wanted to do. That was the shit he wanted to do. And to see Nas blow up the way he did, he did his thing. And Reasonable Doubt came out in August, and Nas shit was still knocking, and Jay couldn't get Mary J. He couldn't afford to get Mary J. to be in the video. Can't Knock the Hustle. Our guy that we know made that beat. He made a beat for Kel from Kenan and Kel. My cousin, he made the beat for that. His name was Nobody. And he used to run tracks at Wyclef Studio. And for y'all who don't know, his peoples is how I knew about what happened at the Manhattan studio down there when Tupac got shot and all that shit. And they told us what the fuck was going on and who was involved, who wasn't involved, all that shit, and what went down, who was the person to shoot him. So we knew back then, you know what I'm saying, we already had heard the rumors and knew, but shit, by this time, when we saw him, this is 2-3 years after his death, we found out shit that was going on from Quad Studios and shit. You know, and that shit was crazy. Because Quad Studios is something entirely different. But we'll get into that shit, man. I told y'all, VIP, we got y'all. Just hold y'all head. So, thank y'all for rocking with me. We got a lot more coming.